Thank you very much, Arvind, for introducing SINE and personally me. Uh, my slide is pretty much on the introductory side and maybe more and more, more details about the startup processes. I think I can take it during discussion. As Arvind said, we are business incubator at IIT Bombay. We have an advantage of being one of the oldest incubator within academia. So there were incubators, but within academia there were very few, and we are around for 14 years within IIT system. 12 years in structured form and 2-3 more years in somewhat unstructured form at IIT Bombay. We are a not-for-profit organization, so motivation is not really, exit or, making money, or it's not venture capital model that we follow. It's more of a venture creation model that we follow. Our main and only activity, so we do pretty much vanilla activity of incubation. Focus has been on technology, which is a natural thing because we are linked to IIT Bombay. Very recently, we started on a vertical in healthcare, and when we say healthcare, it's predominantly medtech side because electronics and engineering is like, our strength. Yeah. The basis for incubation is mainly on IP side or product-based side. So, like from very beginning, when no one was talking about product in the country, we started with, that was the, in fact, necessary condition that it has to be a product-based or IP-based company. So when we have software company, we also, in software also, it has to be a software product company. Recently, we gotten into some corporate partnership, and the idea is to leverage, academic as well as industry strength, and we have started cohort model for technology startup, 1 year, accelerated incubation program with Intel India, as well as we are implementing another social or impact startup accelerator program with SAP. So this is pretty much about this corporate introduction. When we talk about IIT Bombay, I think we are pretty much in a privileged situation because entrepreneurship started on the campus almost a decade back. And then SINE is actually, the part of a larger ecosystem. So we are not, and that's, I think, one of the reason for SINE being reasonably successful is that incubation doesn't function in silos. So it's not brick and mortar, but we try to leverage lots of, ecosystem, local ecosystem advantage, and we are pretty much linked with each other. So there is obviously R&D, project research is happening on the campus. A lot of technology has a potential for commercialization and commercialization in entrepreneurial format. So we try to leverage that. We also have academic programs on the campus. So that when students come to, students become entrepreneur, their understanding about startup entrepreneurship is pretty much, sophisticated. Yeah, and in the process, they pretty much save the time that obviously, budding startups will, or entrepreneurs will, go through, by committing some mistake and learning from the mistakes. So lots of understanding gets clear during that academic process. IIT Bombay also has a, very vibrant entrepreneurship cell, student club. In fact, they are running Asia's largest business plan competition, and typically during their events, they conduct through the year, they conduct various events, awareness programs, and their grand finales like E-Summit and Eureka Business Plan competition. Typical footfall is 20,000 to 25,000 entrepreneurs coming on the campus. Lots of, it's like an entrepreneur festival that's happening. So we leverage a lot during this 2 days event. Also our startup actually, get lots of inputs out of such events. And then there are so many focus research and development group on the campus. So we have healthcare consortium, medical device group, there are frugal innovation, centers on the campus. So these are some of the examples, and SINE pretty much align with them. They do technology development on the campus. We also engage with those technologists at a very early stage so that, they gear their, or they also get input on venture creation side or business side at a very early stage of their development cycle. So the purpose of having an incubator within academia is you obviously promote entrepreneurship within local system by leveraging technology, expertise, technology resources. So that is one thing. Second thing, it also provides a platform for IP commercialization in startup way. So it basically IP commercialization as well as licensing happens, but commercialization in form of startup, it has own impact. So that is one thing. Second thing, faculty with tremendous research and development base, they get some kind of, platform to get involved with the startup, which is generally missing in Indian academic system. Faculty don't have flexibility to do a parallel startup creation process. So incubator are an excellent mechanism to have on the campus. Yeah. As is incubator, we have 3 years program, and our support system has tangible as well as intangible components. So we provide space, we provide access to the technical resources. SINE is a very, very small incubator. At a time, we can actually incubate about 15, 17 companies, and we have a cycle of, 3 years. So number of startups that, all these years doesn't even, go beyond 100 that we have supported. And within that space, we creating hardware infrastructure and all those things becomes difficult. So we have arrangement with the institute so that our startup can access those facilities very, very easily. We also have a small seed money, which is not exactly our own fund, but government have given us grant, which we invest in the company more as a equity. And extensive network of angel investors, also venture capital firm. So half of our companies are actually invested right now by variety of investors. And then there is a good amount of network, also IIT being a bit leading institute. So we also try to leverage network of IIT Bombay, industry network, mentor network. IIT Bombay alumni are extensively, involved with startup as mentor, investors, so on and so forth. Yeah. So these are pretty much our number. I think my colleagues have much bigger number than what I'm showing. But remember, I'm doing just 15 startups at a time. Yeah. So 85 startups we have supported since in last decade or so. More than half have got multiple round of funding, and more than half have also given us partial equity liquidation. 25 out of 85, 25 companies are set up directly on the technologies, coming out of IIT Bombay. SEDIMEC that Arvind spoke about, actually that was a good amount of R&D happened at the institute level, and then it got spun into venture. Yeah, some of the examples, I don't know whether you have heard of them or not, but IdeaForge, they make drone. They're India's first and only drone company that are supplying to Indian security forces. In fact, so Indian, most of you may be aware how it is difficult to, bid into government tendering process and multiple tendering process. Actually, their drones were found much efficient and better than Israeli drone and UK drone. And I think next 4 to 5 years, their order books are already, full. SEDIMEC Mechatronics, you have already heard about them yesterday. Their marquee clients include pretty much every small engine company or the like two-wheeler or three-wheeler kind of manufacturing companies. Nexus Venture Partner, IIF, Nandan Nilekani, all of them have invested in this company. Some more example, Think Lab, robotics education in academic campus. In fact, these are the people who structured it, made it more formal, very structured, and after that, dozens of companies came in. This company got acquired by a very large education company. COVAX is again IoT, big data, cutting across many sectors like pharma, textile, petroleum, chemical. Bloom Venture, Genex, Cisco, all of them are their investors. Few more examples, some are in engineering, some are in social impact side, medical devices. We'll be happy to discuss more during discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. I will ask Dipan with